The first game I ever attended was at Main Road. It was City against Schalke, and it was commemorated my memory on a wall inside the stadium at the Etihad on the concourse. If you've watched the video that I produced from the first leg of this tie out in Schalke in Germany 2 or 3 weeks ago, you'll know the significance personally to me of this fixture. But what you might not know is there's not been a home game between City and Schalke since the 15th of April 1970, because back in the 2000s when City played away at Schalke in the UEFA Cup, it was just one away game, there was no home game. So it's the first time tonight that the repeat fixtures happened since the 15th of April 1970, which was the first football match, the first City game I ever attended. It was here at Main Road. This is what Main Road used to look like. These days it's been redeveloped, and of course the stadium isn't here anymore. So this is a highly significant day for me. I remember walking along Main Road, walking onto this forecourt in a grey, dismal April day as I remember it. And I remember walking into the stadium and the colours and all the different smells that you could get once you're inside the stadium. It was awash with, for me, pure emotion. And then I saw the boys in blue wearing those vivid sky blue shirts score 5 goals against Schalke. 2 from Mike Doyle, 1 from Colin Bell, 1 from Neil Young. Labuda scored for Schalke, and Francis Lee got one as well, 5-1. And on they went to win the European Cup Winners' Cup in the final. And it brings back so many memories. It was the only game my mum actually attended with me. And of course it brings back emotions seeing the City versus Schalke game repeated. So today I'm going to ask people about their first matches that they attended, because it's always something significant and it's always something emotional, isn't it?
So I just remember turning up, Ian. I went to the ticket office with my mum. I turned up thinking that I was just coming to see the stadium for the first time, and then my mum pulled out this white envelope that she'd just received from the woman behind the counter, and she actually opened it when we got to the east stand just round there, and pulled some tickets out. And I thought, wow, I'm actually going to the game tonight. And I knew we were playing Norwich that night, but I didn't think I was going to be able to watch the game. Get inside the stadium, and all I could smell was pies and hot dogs and that kind of stuff. And blue, just to see a blue and white inside the concourse, red and black, same shirt as I had on that day that I'd been bought that very, very morning by my dad, with Fallon 10 on the back. And I actually felt part of the City family then. I mean, I was part of the City family before, having never attended Main Road, unfortunately. But I actually felt part of it then, because I was actually going to be at the game. Game started off very, very well. We played okay in the first half. Willow Flood got the goal for us with a Damien Francis equaliser in the second half from Norwich. It was a great volley from Willow Flood, and I just remember celebrating the goal like everybody else as a 10-year-old boy, and that meant everything to me. And you know, just to be able to come back here every time I come now and treat every game like I treated that game, and still be that 10-year-old boy inside, because that's how I act in the stadium on a match day. I'm still that 10-year-old boy that's just as excited as ever. Gets behind the players like I got behind the older players, the Anelkas, the Sean Goaters, the Willow Floods and the Rainers of them days, and I just love doing this.
I remember the sky, it was purple because of the lights. I remember the crowd, boisterous crowd, loud crowd. I remember the grass, the smell, the people, the voices, the noise. Absolutely fantastic, Ian. And I've been back ever since. Every time I come back from America, I try to come here and participate. It's an amazing feeling to be here at the Etihad Stadium.
It's obviously emotional for you to come here because you don't come so often. Where do you come from?
From the US. I fly from the US, Washington, D.C., whenever I can, especially for the Champions League games and some of the league games whenever I can get a chance. So I come here as often as I can. Of course, money is always a challenge, but I try to get those free trips on miles and come here when I can. Yeah.
What does being a Blue mean to you then?
Everything. Absolutely everything. I'm one of the new Blues, so I won't claim to have all the history, but to me, it's about what they're trying to do in this city, in this country, building a legacy for the future, getting new fans on, and beating all the odds, and becoming champions of England, and hopefully champions of the world one day.
First time I came to Main Road was with Swindon Town, and when there was the lowest gate of 9,000 people there, and we won 2-0 or 2-1, and that's the first thing. But I stood there, I sat there with Stan Gibson, the ground before the game, and I said, this is where I want to be. And I've ended up there 50 years later on.
What was special about it then?
the stadium, the atmosphere. There was nobody there, but it just there. You know, it's a magnificent stadium. And of course, I watched City play lots of times. You know, so it's a great moment. That's my moment of coming to City, seeing the stadium, and signing for them. Simple as that.
It was about 1954, 55, and my uncle Johnny Hart was playing, and my other uncle, he took me to watch it, and I can't remember whether it was Charlton Athletic or Portsmouth who they played. But Charlton had Sam Bartram goalkeeping, and Portsmouth had the other big guy, Jimmy Dickinson, playing, so I was quite chuffed about that.
So is this your first ever match at the Etihad?
Yeah, it's my first match. I'm really excited. I hope City can win.
You've not been in yet. What do you think of the outside?
Outside is massive, incredible. I haven't actually seen it actually coming here live, but it's just massive, incredible.
If you're enjoying this vlog, by the way, I've been nominated for Best Vlogger in the Football Blogging Awards. Simply go to footballbloggingawards.co.uk and vote for me there. I also have a podcast called Forever Blue, which is available on all platforms, iTunes, Spotify, etc., which I've also been nominated for. So give it a try, that, if you've not already heard it. Or you can go on Twitter. I'm at Ian Cheeseman, and just put in at the FBAs, the Football Blogging Awards, the FBAs, and just put hashtag Best Vlogger or Best Podcast. Thank you very much.
I got mixing with people at Manchester and the Kippax, and I said, you know what, I'm going to start following these. I like this, and I've been ever since. Yeah, since 1978. Yeah.
Is he going to win tonight?
I think so. I think they'll definitely get through, but I expect they'll win. Yeah, I don't really know, but I don't know what sort of game Schalke will play. Probably different from what they did there, but they'll have to really produce something, won't they? But I think City will get through. Yeah.
So I'm asking people tonight if they remember their very first game. I know for me it was very emotional, and I suspect it's emotional for everybody because it gives you that sense of attachment that you never had before. Is that how it was for you?
Absolutely. My dad, obviously I had no choice with my dad, and it was 3-0 up at half time. I remember Helen with a bell at the North Stand, and then Luther Blissett scored an hat-trick, making it 3-3, and the Bournemouth fans doing the conga, so they're my two greatest memories from that game.
Is that the one with all the extra time that was added on at the end?
I think so, yeah. I mean, God, I was a young lad, but yeah.
City could have gone up that day.
That's right, and then the next game I think was Bradford with him. Is it Bradford, I think? Yeah. Yeah, so good memories.
The equaliser, yeah.
Love those days.
And once you've been and you've seen a game and you've gone in the ground, you're hooked for life then, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah. And we're here tonight, and the mates meet my dad's cousins, and it's just always been a family club for us.
Well, my first memory of a game, my dad took me quite a few times before, but my first memory was Rodney Marsh's debut against Chelsea in March '72, I think it was. I remember, we were in the Platt Lane stand, and I remember walking through the Platt Lane tunnel in the corner and suddenly walking out and seeing the pitch and the stands and so on. And we sat on the bench in Platt Lane, and then Rodney Marsh and the team obviously came out, and Marsh posed on the pitch, had loads of photographs taken, and he became my first hero. I don't know why. My dad hated him, but I loved Rodney Marsh. And it was seeing silly stuff, like I remember looking towards the Kippax, and people were lighting cigarettes. I didn't know what it was at the time, but you could see these sort of little flashes of light where the cigarettes were, and it all just looked so magical to me. For me, it was, I don't know, it's just this passion. And the Platt Lane stand was old wooden benches, it was uncomfortable, it was awful, and the view was terrible for a young kid. I was 5, I think I was 4 or 5. But I was hooked. I just loved Main Road. I loved City, and Marsh was my hero for years and years and years. And my brother liked Colin Bell. My dad hated Rodney Marsh because he felt he cost us the title. But for me, Rodney Marsh could do no wrong. And I just, even now, people just talk about it makes you feel a bit funny actually. Because I get, if you're a young fan walking into the stadium, especially on a midweek game when the lights are on, it doesn't matter who's playing. It's just magical. It's like another world, and I think a lot of those European matches when I was young, they were the ones that really made me fall in love with City. The lights, the green, the darkness, and this beautiful, beautiful stadium, as far as I was concerned anyway.
I suspect the first match you ever went to, Brian, wasn't a City game, but can you remember it?
It was Wolverhampton Wanderers at home at Molineux against someone, but I can't remember the fixture. I'd probably be about 5 or 6 years old.
What did it feel like?
It was fantastic because at that time they used to pass you over the crowd and sit you on the front wall, so you're almost like 2 or 3 yards from the post, from the net. So it was almost, you know, it was a sellout because they were the best side in the country at that time.
Well, you know my love for Schalke, and tonight I've been asked to go up on City Square stage to talk about it, so I'm going to go up there right now.
Manager Brian Horton, the legendary producer and music DJ Mike Pickering, and Ian Cheeseman. You have connections with Schalke, so explain the connection first of all, Ian, and then give us, if you would, a little bit of a scouting report, because they're in a mess currently, so much so that they actually might get rid of their manager after tonight or their next game.
Well, that's true. We don't want to tempt fate, as Mike says, but they are in a bit of a pickle. They're fighting for survival in their division. But my connection to Schalke is that my mum was born in Gelsenkirchen, which is the hometown of Schalke, and I have been over there to Gelsenkirchen many, many times and go and watch Schalke. So for me to watch this game tonight is going to feel a bit strange, but what's even more full circle is that the first game I ever attended was on the 15th of April 1970, and it was City against Schalke in the European Cup Winners' Cup semi-final second leg. City won 5-1, so I'm hoping for the same result tonight.
First half was a little bit slow, if I'm honest, and then we got the penalty, which made a difference, and then obviously they've got to come to attack, so that led the doors open. But the thing that's annoying me is the VAR. What is the point? There's just absolutely no point of it. I don't see. It was a clear goal, it was a clear penalty. Why does he have to keep... I think, if I'm really honest, it's going to slow this down.
It's a big score, better than last time, wasn't it? The only time they scored was a few penalties at their place. But anyway, we're through to the next round.
Are you confident now? Who do you want in the draw?
Man United.
Yeah?
And then Liverpool.
Really?
Yeah, pay you back.
I mean, that's a big scoreline tonight. That's giving everybody a lift, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. 4 English teams still in it, hopefully. Hopefully Liverpool will go through tomorrow. And then we'll get them revenge.
Fantastic performance by City, just great to see so many goals again, and yeah, what a great night, absolutely brilliant. Bring on Juventus, I think, in the next round.
Really?
Yeah.
That point after that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, put Ronaldo out of the cup, eh?
I think that's City's record victory in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken.
You'll know, Ian, so yeah, what a great night, yeah, fantastic. What do you think, Sam?
Zinchenko, right? Unbelievable. Like, for what we got, I don't even know what to say. Like, Zinchenko just is the best left back in the world.
Yeah. You're in love with Zinchenko,
yeah.
are you?
We both are, yeah. Player of the moment for me, yeah.
What is it, Zinchenko?
Yeah, great vlog, Cheesy.
It's finished 7-0, but the VAR body.
It was like watching Ben Foster at the weekend, wasn't it? I think we'll rename it Ben. It just took forever. I think it spoils it. You're celebrating the goal and then you like celebrating it again, but half-heartedly the second time. It's, yeah, I don't know what to make of it. See, it was good. We got a goal when the linesman flagged it offside, so in that respect it worked, but I don't know, I've got mixed emotions yet, Ian. Give me a few games more, I think, and see how it goes. But yeah, the fans behaved themselves. It was nice. We had a couple of Schalke fans near us, and they were applauding City as well. So you know, it was just a tough call for him. Really, felt a bit sorry for him in the end.
Absolutely fantastic. That was such a result, 7-0. Who'd have thought that against the Germans? Brilliant. Cheers, Ian. City!
Well, that was something, wasn't it? I'm not going to lie that despite the fantastic City victory, which I really am delighted about, I have slightly mixed feelings at the end of that game, because with my soft spot for Schalke, it was hard to watch when it got to 6 and 7. And I've got to say as well, looking back at the VAR decisions, although they were probably right, the fact that decisions like that, which were so finite, in fact a couple of them weren't even really questionable, were scrutinised and lengthened the game and spoilt the explosive nature of the celebrations, worried me a little bit. It all worked out in the end. City go marching on into the quarter-finals of the Champions League, and what a year this is proving to be a Blue. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again if you support me on the footballbloggingawards.co.uk or by tweeting Ian Cheeseman or Feather of Blue to @the FBAs. Thank you very much. See you down at Swansea, of course, in the FA Cup at the weekend.